Muscles are built with carbohydrates, mineral salts, right? So glucose and mineral salts. A friend of mine's a huge bodybuilder guy, famous like from 40 years ago. And he'll say to me, how's it going with your cardio? How's it going with your biking? How's it going with, because he knows I like to bike, knows I like to run. And he's like, even in my day when I was a bodybuilder, I couldn't run that many miles because it's different. You know, you're purposely putting on mass. You know, he told me this too. He said, you're right, AW. Every time, because I try to teach him stuff, every time he said that he would eat more protein, he said he would be losing his muscles. But then when he would do some more carbohydrates, he would get bigger muscles. And he couldn't understand it. And now I made it clear to why. It's why I tell chronically ill people, people who are sick, people who are really sick and they can't exercise, they can't build muscles, they can't get into the gym, they can't do any kind of workouts, they can't go running, they can't ride a bike, they're sick, they're on Mattress Island. I always say, it's not about the protein, it's about the carbohydrate. Because the carbohydrate and the trace mineral salts hold the muscle together, because if you're not able to use your muscles, you don't want them to atrophy so much, so you got to make sure you're getting the carbohydrate, the glucose and the mineral salts. That's what sustains muscles for sick people so they don't waste away. And bodybuilders have to bring in carbs and do bulking in order to get more muscle. When a bodybuilder goes truly keto and doesn't do enough carbohydrates, they lose their muscles. So bodybuilders do bulking and cutting. Bulking means the bodybuilder has to bring in all kinds of carbohydrates with all the fat they're eating. And then they get hulked up because they got a layer of fat and they're building muscle. And then they realize now they're getting too fat, but they built up more muscle, so now they have to cut back. It's called cutting, bulking and cutting. And now they got to cut back on their carbs. But really, they're cutting back on all of it. They're cutting back on their calories altogether, and they're cutting back on their food. And now they're trying to lose some weight, but keep their muscle. And then they start losing their muscle again, so then they go into bulking and cutting again. This is what weight people do. They bulk and cut. They have to bulk up on carbohydrates and fats combined because they're not going to give up the fat. So they're just going to keep the fats and they're going to bulk up, bulk up, bulk up. And then they got to drop the food, bulking and cutting. Because you can't keep your muscles unless you got sugar going into your muscles to grow them.